Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Depending on if you're tuning in now or later, we so appreciate you being here. We are back again for the second episode of our Back to School series. But before we go on, let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. My name is Teresa Castro.
And I am Ricardo Recinos.
And we are
And
both.
before we start, though, Teresa, I had to say
Okay.
congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Do you want to tell us the amazing news?
Yes. I just had another baby. My second child is 4 days old today. So if I fall asleep during the show, I'm so sorry, everyone. I was gonna bring him on, but I think he's crying in the other room. So
He was gonna make a special appearance, but he
was.
might not. After all, we'll see. Maybe we'll see. Stay tuned.
Thank you, Ricardo, and thank you everybody for the
Congratulations,
kind
by the
words.
way.
Thank you so much. But I'm so happy to be here. I couldn't miss a show. This was something we were thinking of, like, can we pull this off with the new baby? But we love it, and this is something we have to do. So
We are here.
anyways, we are here, everybody, and so if we're studying around a little bit, it's probably because of the lack of sleep. So I'm so sorry, but welcome to our second episode of our Back to School series. And I was introducing ourselves, and I think we are both technocists from Hacienda La Puente Unified. 2 out of 5. And so our title for today's series is Since You've Been Gone. And yes, it is spelled wrong intentionally because that is the right spelling according to the title. That was so funny because if you were with us in our last episode, Ricardo actually sang a little bit of it.
And I don't do that.
And he definitely does not do that. But we thought that was a very fitting song because there's a lot that has changed since we left last school year when it comes to our favorite ed tech tools. So we're going to be going over some updates to our favorite tools today that you probably don't even know about. So you're going to be in the cool group now. You didn't know about these cool updates that happened over the summer.
And I have to say, disclaimer, we are going to be working with a lot of tech tools.
Yes.
This might go great. This might take a dive and just go south, but we're going to try.
But we're live, this is real life. This is what happens in our classrooms every day. So everybody just hang in there with us. You're always so patient with us. And so as always, when we are live, please comment at any time in any of our chats. We are going across, I think, 5 platforms at the moment right now. So if you comment at all, you'll automatically be entered into our raffle for the day.
That's
I think
right.
there was something you wanted to go over here, Ricardo.
Yeah, so I think 2 weeks ago, because we're doing our show bi-weekly, or every other week. I'm sorry, bi-weekly is completely wrong. That tells you how much coffee I've had today. Every other week. We mentioned that you've obviously have seen us in all of our social media channels, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I mean, we probably have a MySpace somewhere in there. I just don't know if we still do. But we are lucky enough to have started a TikTok. And
Yes.
we mentioned this last show, but we didn't really go into it. And we wanted to actually go into it today. So the whole idea of having a TikTok is not just to have a TikTok for having a TikTok. We actually are very intentional why we're having a TikTok.
Yes.
We're actually adding micro TikTok PDs. Is that what we're calling it, Teresa? I can't remember the name of it right now.
Micro PDs, yes.
TikTok micro PDs. So if you have noticed, and if you want to, please follow us, Transformational Tech, on TikTok, you will see that we actually have added a lot of resources for you in here. And you know what? I'm actually going to play one. Why not? Just so you can see it, okay?
Yes.
Really quick.
Yes.
Hello, amazing teachers. As we continue our series of forms of support for our English language learners who emerging readers.
So we have a lot of micro, small, on-demand PDs that you can use today for you with your students to be able to support them. We have been able to add a lot already. So please, this is available for you. We are going to be doing this on the weeks that we're off from our show, and we are going to be consistent. So there is a lot for our English learners, for engagement, for gamifying your classroom. Everything is in there. So we have a TikTok, and we are here, Transformational Tech.
Very cool. Thank you, Ricardo. We are so excited to share that with you. And it's greatly organized. And our teachers have been requesting those tiny micro PDs. So much you can learn in just a minute or two. All right. So let's go ahead and continue. We already talked about this too early. I'm sorry. Come sit here and dance.
Since
Yeah.
you've been gone.
Oh, here we go. All right, everybody. It was worth the show just right there. All right, let's continue. So, back to school. Again, this is our second episode. We thank so much our guest speakers that were with us last week who talked about the importance of relationships. And so that was a great episode. So please go back and check it out. It was so much great information from some veteran teachers. And so let's continue on the roll for getting a successful back to school.
Yes. And happy back to school night to all of our teachers doing back to school today.
Yes, we have quite a few today, and we have some districts just starting. So welcome back, everybody. Okay, so our purpose for this series is setting the stage. I spelled it wrong again. Setting the stage for a great year. Learn and share ideas and updates for a successful back to school. Yes, our objective today is what has changed since you've been gone. What has changed over the summer? A lot of these. It was cute the first 2 times.
It's going to be cute the next 20 times I do it.
Okay, got it. So, over the summer, our favorite apps have been working super hard to do these amazing updates. So we really had to dedicate an episode just for them. So here are a few that we're going to go over today: Flip, Canvas, Microsoft Teams, Translate app, and Google. Just some great updates.
And there is so many more. We wanted to be, I'll be honest with you, we wanted to be
Yes.
very, very, very strategic to some of the apps that our district and our teachers are using today, but it actually applies to everybody else. So we're going to cover a
Absolutely.
lot today.
I agree. And always, we don't expect you to throw anything out. And please don't feel limited to what is shared today. All right. Well, let's learn a little bit about Flip, Ricardo.
What is Flip? Let's
don't
find
know.
out a little
Let's
bit.
find
Let me
out.
play it.
This is Flip. Flip is a space to connect, one-to-one, but all together. Flip is where magic happens. Not that magic. Well, maybe. Flip is a place to try anything and realize you're good at some new things. Flip is like a group text you want to be a part of, with advice from people you like. Ideas on demand? Keep them coming. Flip is for your favorite clubs. Dig into anything with anyone, with async discussions you can add to from anywhere at any time. Flip is a next.
Oh, it looked like a pause. I'm not sure what happened. But we'll
What does that
continue.
look like?
What is Flip? If you think about it. So Flip is actually something you are probably very familiar with. It's actually Flipgrid. And
Yes.
it's been changed. The name is now Flip. And
So
we're gonna
be
be going.
cool. Call
We're
it
gonna
Flip.
be. Yeah, it's
That's
cool.
me.
Yeah. If you're calling it Flipgrid, you're not cool. It's Flip.
Yeah, you're not cool. Yes.
So we're gonna be going over some of the updates with Flip this in this episode, and just to mention some of them today, we have the new learning lenses, which are amazing. We have a simpler web experience. We have new cameras and camera expressions and Flip and Espanol. And some of these updates are already live, and some of them are not there yet, but they're coming. So we're gonna go over some of them. So Flip did a huge campaign to push their new learning lenses. And we wanted to share that we were lucky enough to be part of that campaign. And this was a video that was actually played live at ISTE this year. And we actually
Very
got the
big
permission from our amazing friend, right, Teresa?
And Cosma, she is epic. So thank you so much for including us and for allowing us to share it today.
And Infinite Flow, too, was actually
Infinite Flow.
instrumental
If you
to
don't know
teach.
about it, you need to look it up. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any moves. I don't dance, but I was actually part of this, and you're gonna see this, and I'm gonna embarrass myself. But to introduce learning lenses, Flipgrid this amazing video, and you will probably, if you look hard enough, you'll find Teresa and me in this video. See Teresa there somewhere.
A very pregnant Teresa.
Wait, I can do this.
I don't think you remember it.
careful wearing the orange.
You can't not dance
Oh,
when you
I
walk.
think that was me.
And now it's time to do your dance. We can't wait to see your videos.
So let the sunshine
Charlie can do this in his sleep now.
And you will see Teresa. Oh, that's not me. But there she is.
I'm sweating right now as you're playing this. I'm very uncomfortable.
So this is the way that learning lenses were introduced this year, and we're going to be talking about their, along with their simpler web experience, their new camera and camera expressions, and Flip en Español. So some very, very exciting updates with Flip.
And we're so sorry for showing you the videos. We're not a fan of showing you videos during our show, but we couldn't explain it in our own words. So we promised that was it. Thanks for hanging with us. Okay, continue. Canvas.
Yes, we have a lot of updates. There's actually a lot of updates. We selected some that we think are so important to our teachers at Hacienda La Puente, but to everybody else. So we're going to be talking, I know everybody, when we started with Canvas, they were going crazy trying to create those buttons, use Canva, use Google Slides, and so on and so on. So we're going to talk about the rich content editor to create icon makers. We're going to talk about the new enhanced grading filters specifically for our district. We're going to talk about how you apply scores to ungraded assignments. So those assignments that don't have a grade, now you can apply grades to all of them at once. Message observers, who before you were able to message our students about something they were missing, but now you can actually message their parents too. We're going to talk about finally we have this. You can grade the Google assignments inside of SpeedGrader, which is huge.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about some of the amazing updates that Microsoft Teams has inside of Canvas. So yes, very excited about that.
We could have done a show just on that.
Just on this.
I'm
Yes,
thinking
exactly.
maybe we should have done that.
Maybe we should have. You're right.
It's too late now.
And when we talk about Google assignments, I know a lot of our teachers love Google and love being able to assign things to our students via Google, but there was a they were not happy that they couldn't grade this inside of SpeedGrader. So now this is available for you. So when you create your Google assignments, you have the option to decide that if you want to grade inside of Google assignment environment, and there are some benefits to that. I want to say thank you to our amazing friend Flippin' Cat. Okay. And she actually created this for us to let us know when is a good idea to grade inside of Google environment and when is a good idea to grade inside of SpeedGrader and what the benefits are. But I know a lot of you have been waiting for the ability to grade Google assignments inside of SpeedGrader. So this is up and running now. Yes, thank you. We are also going to talk about Teams and some of the updates. Again, we could spend hours talking about some of the updates in Teams.
This is a show in itself too. Ricardo, I think we thought this through wrong.
I think we did. We can always come back though, but we're gonna spend a little bit of time talking about Reflect. If you have seen our show, you have seen how Teresa and I care about SEL or Cell, and you've seen our series on Cell. And we've talked about feeling monsters over and over and over. So you're going to see some of the updates that Reflect has with our friends, the feeling monsters. We'll talk about some of those. And we'll talk about amazing reading progress. And we want to talk about the way to do it right. I know there's many ways of doing this. If you're doing it inside of Teams by itself, there's a way to do it. In our district, because we have the Canvas integration, there's actually a way that you should be doing it. So it works perfectly for you. So we'll talk about that too. Microsoft Translate, when we talk about our English language learners, or English learners, this is one of our favorites. This goes to our core of what we believe and how we try to support our students, because we were both ESL students. So we will talk about some of the updates on Microsoft Translate. We will also talk about Google Translate app, and then updates, because we had not paid attention to Google Translate until maybe a couple of weeks ago, Teresa, when we presented at UCLA. And then we noticed that they've done some amazing things with it. So we're going to touch on that today. We are going to talk about Google and they had a lot of updates. The one that I think, and we're kind of being biased, we kind of went with the one that applies to our district. So we're going to talk about how now Originality Reports is now available in Google Slides, not just in Docs, and we'll talk about that one. And finally, we are going to talk about Parent Square. And again, lots of updates, but the one that we are really excited about is advanced search in Parent Square.
I'm
I'm
already
tired. Are we
tired.
done? Are we done?
All right, let's get down to business.
And
That's the end of our
let's
show. I'm
get
just kidding.
down to business. So we're gonna go ahead and start. And because we have so many updates, Cerise kind of walk me through what we are doing today because I'm a little lost right now. But we're gonna go ahead and start with Flip, formerly known as Flipgrid. Okay. And then I want to show you which one's our first one, Teresa, if you can help me out because I am a little
It
lost
is
right now.
Flip.
I know, but what in Flip are we doing first?
We are doing learning lenses.
Okay, so learning lenses. Okay, so let me take a second and bring, hopefully I am able to bring my iPad in here if it lets me.
This episode is really tech heavy, everyone. So we were a little bit nervous because all our tech was falling apart right before the start of our show. So
It was. So
crossing
I'm
our
gonna try
fingers
right
right now.
now. So hopefully I can bring this in. So give me 1 second. I am working on it right now. And hopefully, there it is. So you can actually see my iPad there, okay? So I am actually inside of Flip. So you notice that it says Flipgrid. It's now Flip, okay?
Yes.
So you actually can see that and you can read about it. There's some exciting changes. We're gonna go over a couple of them today. So let me go ahead and start. And the main one that I want to go over on today is the camera that we have some exciting updates right now. So I'm gonna allow my camera to access my microphone and also my camera. Okay, so I'm here. Give me 1 second. And I'm sweating because my room has no AC right now. So I want to show you a couple of things. Okay, so I'm going to go into our camera right now. And then our, what do they call again, Teresa?
Our learning lenses.
Our learning lenses. So notice that I can actually come in here and I have a couple of options when it comes to learning lenses. The first one is sign language finger spelling, okay? So I'm gonna actually click on that one right now. And notice that it's going to ask me to show my hand. And I'm gonna show my hand in here. And now I can actually do an A. And it's gonna teach me how to actually sign language. I'm gonna go to B.
That's so cool.
And notice that I'm actually learning how to sign language in here. And there it goes. I'm gonna do D. So just a great one to have. This is one of the new updates in here. I also have the ability to go, just to give you another one. Finger spelling. I can actually spell if I wanted to spell. If I wanted to do an E, I can do that right now. And hopefully I can do it right. So it's asking me to show my hand and I'm gonna show an E. And now it wants me to do an O. So I can actually learn how to use the different hand
so cool.
gestures to show that, okay?
Yeah.
You saw Teresa dancing a little while ago. That's in here too. Smubble is in here. So this is one of the new updates that we have in here. And with that, the lenses were amazing. The dancing
Our
one is
kids
in
will
here.
love that, or will love
Our
that.
kids are going to love it. So we wanted to make sure that you were aware of this amazing new feature with the learning lenses, where you and our students are able to learn along with Flip. Okay, that's a good one. I also wanted to show you. You know what? Actually, I should have stayed there. Let me bring it back. Okay, so let me go back to Flip. An update that you might not be aware of is that if you actually have the app, whenever a student actually turns something in, notifications in the app will tell you that someone did something. So notice that Judy joined my cell in Canvas. And if a student was able to maybe turn in a Flip for me, a video, I will be able to see it here. So it actually gives me notifications on what's being done by my students. So pretty amazing to see some of those new updates in there. Okay. The big one and the one that you are going to love, it's our camera. And I'm gonna go in here right now, and I'm going to allow my camera. And I'm not sure which camera it's going to use right now. Again, we're very tech heavy right now. So there it is, here I am. Okay, but you are going to see that some of our camera settings inside of Flip have moved, okay? Everything used to be in the bottom. Now we're actually up here on the side, okay?
You didn't
So
lose it, just look.
You don't lose it, it's somewhere else, okay? Again, our students have the ability, again, to use the sticky notes when they are getting ready to do their video or their Flip in here, Okay, so they do have the ability to do that. Okay, they have ability to upload a clip, so they actually can record the clip somewhere else and bring it in here if they wanted to. Just going over some of the stuff. Okay, there's more options here too. They can do mic only. So, you know, think about those students that might be camera shy and they still want to use Flip, and they want to be able to have a voice when it comes to presenting and showing mastery or something. You have the ability to actually show them or allow them to do mic. And then there's an update coming where with the mic you're going to be able to add pictures and all of this amazing stuff. Actually, you know, I was playing with this yesterday, and actually if I wanted to add something to my mic as I'm going to speak, and then, you know, I'm a feeling monster
Yes.
addict. So actually I can come in here and I can go and write feeling monster. Okay, and then find them in here. I think they're under my gifts if I look for it. And I could bring one of my feeling monsters in here if I wanted to, and bring them inside of my mic only talking. I can actually bring a picture and so on and so on. So you do have the ability for the students to just use the mic, to mirror the video, to mute, to record the screen. Huge. Think about the student that wants to show a PowerPoint or a Google Slides as they're presenting. They have the ability to do that. Okay, so that's just some of the options that we've always had, but again, our new camera controls are right here. I'm just going to go through them really quick. The ability to add text, right? So maybe I am doing a presentation on my superpowers. Why not?
Because you have so many, which is true.
I don't have any, but here, so I can add that in here if I wanted to. I can move it around if I wanted to. I can change the color, the background, and so on and so on. So you do have the text, but it's moved to the side. I have the ability, this is huge, as I'm presenting, I have the ability to draw on the screen. I can change the thickness or the color, and as I'm presenting, I can actually draw in here too. Okay, that's pretty big for our students. Okay, kind of a big update right there. Let me close that up right now. You also have the ability to add stickers. I kind of mentioned the stickers over here, and I think this is where I can probably find my feeling monsters. Let me try again. There they are. So if I wanted to talk about Excel, and I wanted to talk about how I'm feeling right now, and this is exactly how I'm feeling right now, because I'm always scared of our tech, right? So I'm gonna put them right here. But as I start recording, I can have those GIFs or those stickers and so on inside of my presentation, inside of Flip. Okay, I can add GIFs as we showed you before, so I could have the ability to add stickers or GIFs if I wanted to. Pretty amazing, right? Think about the engagement, right? Our kids are learning, but they're having fun while they're learning, right? So this is huge. Okay, they don't even realize that they're doing that. Okay, one of the big tools, frame in here. I can add frames if I want to. Okay, this is already available. There's so many of them, but I wanted you to see something that is brand new, and you might not be aware of this one right now. Let me change this one right now to nothing, but something that is brand new. I want to make sure that you see it before I go into boards. Down here you have backdrops, which we've had for a while, but now you actually have the ability to add video as your backdrop. So let me show you what that looks like. Okay, so maybe I am talking about I don't know, my astronomy class, and I'm talking about space or the moon. So I want to add that one in my background. It's going to freeze for a little bit, but it's going to come in right now, hopefully. Let's give it a second. It's kind of slow. Hopefully it comes in. It looks like it's not coming in. Let me check. Let me use a different one that I know works.
Can you preview it? Does it work?
Yeah, I should be able to preview it when I do it. So I'm trying to do that one right now. And again, we're using technology. Look, there it goes. So here, so notice that actually that background is actually a video. Notice how it's moving now in the background.
Cool. Yeah,
this is brand new. So we actually have the ability to add backdrops with video in here. Okay, brand new, and that's available to you. I'm going to turn that off for a second. Okay. Oh, cancel. Sorry, I was trying to turn it off. I can bring my own, but let me cancel that. I want to bring my own backdrop. Okay. Continuing right here. One of the biggest I think options that Flip gives you is the board. Okay, so think about your ELA class, or maybe your math class, or any class, right? I can come in here and add a grid if I wanted to. Okay, I can show myself on it, or I can just show the grid as maybe I'm solving a math problem, right? And I'm actually in here and I'm saying, yeah, right, and I can actually talk and actually be able to explain what's going on in here, right? Just a great tool to have. one of our favorite ones. That's been there for a while. And the ability to add a picture. Maybe I'm doing a book report and I want to add, I don't know, Harry Potter. You've seen us do that before, and I can add the picture as I'm presenting. So these are some of the new tools inside of the camera that we wanted to make sure you knew about. Just great tools inside of Flip. Okay?
Wow.
Along with that, and we're not gonna go over some of the other ones because they are not ready yet, but I just wanted to make sure I mentioned. Hello, Anne.
Hi.
There she is. I wanted to mention some of them that are coming too, okay? Simpler web experience. You're gonna have global search to be able to search for topics that you used in the past. Custom group links. There's so many edit the captions that you have the ability to do that. So a lot of different options coming in. We talked about the new camera and what's live now. We did cover that right now. Okay, and then Flip en Español is coming, which is going to be amazing. So we're looking forward to Flip en Español coming this year. So those are some of the updates that you have available inside of Flip. Hopefully I didn't miss anything.
Well, there's a lot more, but I think for what it was, Ricardo, it was perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's Flip, and we love Flip.
So let's move on. So our next one is Canvas.
Canvas. Okay, so we do have a lot of updates inside of Canvas. So I'm gonna bring our Canvas platform in, and then the first one is, if you remember, a lot of our teachers were spending hours creating buttons, right? Creating links with buttons and so on and so on.
And they did great.
And they did great. But I wanted to make sure that you saw that Canvas has been very proactive, and they've actually added this little button right here that is the icon maker icons. Okay, so now I can come in here and I can click on it. Okay. And I can say that I want to name this, and I'm going to call this, I don't know, let's call Spanish 1, I don't know, videos, if I wanted to call it that, okay? If I wanted to do the alt text for the ones that use a screen reader, I could put it in there, and I would suggest for you to do that as we talk about accessibility, okay? And if it's just a decorative icon, I will click that, and I have the ability to say that it's just going to be a square, a circle. If I wanted to make it a circle, it's completely up to me what I want to do it, okay? A diamond, completely up to me what I want it to be, okay? Does that make sense? I have the ability to say how big it's going to be, extra small, small, medium, and large. I have the ability to say that I want what type I want to be, what color I want it to be, right? What the outline is going to be. So I have all these options to be able, if I wanted to add text on it, I can do that again. So it allows me, so let me show you. So it's going to be Spanish 1 video, right?
I think teachers are watching you right now and remembering during the pandemic how many extra steps they had to do it outside and bring it in. And this is like, oh, I wish we had this.
It's going to allow you to create these amazing icons inside without you having to come up from somewhere else. You can tell where the text is going to be in the middle, right? If you wanted to have it in the bottom third, below, and so on and so on. And you can just add it. So now you'll be able to add those buttons inside of your rich content editor. I'm not going to save it right now. I'm using someone's class, so I don't want to mess this up. But again, it is right here, okay? Your icon maker, and you can play with it and be able to bring those icons. And once you bring them in, you can actually go ahead and link them to, you know, an outside website, or maybe you want to link them to somewhere inside of your Canvas class. Maybe it goes to modules, maybe it goes to an assignment, maybe it goes to a page. You have the ability to do that if you wanted to. It's pretty amazing, actually. And we do have a video on that. What's next, Teresa? You're gonna have to help me with this.
Enhanced gradebook filters.
Yes, so this is huge. Okay, so if you remember, our teachers before had the ability to filter some other stuff by going to a button that was used to be over here. Okay, Canvas updated the way they do their filtering, and now our filters, they're actually a lot better. They're actually right here. Okay, and let's say for example, for our teachers, okay, I know a lot of our high school teachers and middle school teachers, they cross-list their courses. They want to be able to function out of one Canvas course when they have 3 common preps. For instance, this particular teacher teaches Spanish 3 for 3 periods. So now this particular teacher has cross-listed their courses, okay? So they have 3 periods inside of one Canvas course. They can come over here, they can filter, okay? And notice that they have the ability to do many things, okay? Let me delete all of them right now so you actually see how this is going to work, okay? I'm going to, sorry Liz, I'll put them back. I'm going to create
Like, what did you do?
I'm going to create a new filter, okay? And I want to be able to create a filter that is going to allow me to do sections. So notice that I can pick my period 3, my period 4, my period 6 if I wanted to. So I want to do it by sections if I wanted to. It looks like she's done some of them already, okay? So let me do this Spanish 3. I'm going to give it a name. Okay, and she's added a lot of different conditions to it. Okay, I'm gonna click them all out so you can see them. It looks like she has them all going already. Okay, so I can do by sections. Okay, I can do by modules. I can check by grading periods. I can do by submission. So she's added all of these filters already. So I'm not gonna break them for her. I'll show you in a different class or whatever. But if she applies this, I'm just gonna apply them all right now. It's gonna allow me to do many things. Okay, so let me save, and I can apply them now. Hopefully it lets me turn it on. It looks like it's not letting me do it right now. Spanish 3. Okay, there it goes. Okay, and I can only see her Spanish 3 kids, and I'm able to grade in there. Okay, I can choose their modules. Let's go to grading periods. I just want to see fall. Okay, so now I'll be able to just see the fall assignments and those grades
cool.
for her class, right? I can
is
check
so easy.
submissions. I can check my start date and so on and so on. So she's already done them for us. So I think I'm doing a disservice to this right now. So let me
And you
actually
can
go.
X out of them at the top.
So let me go to my classes so I can show you what this looks like. Okay, so if I wanted to go to my Spanish 2 class, okay, and I wanted to go to grades, see this, okay? Okay, so I'm in my grade book right now. I didn't want to mess her filters. I can go to filters, and I can say create a new filter, okay? And one of the options that I wanted to have is the ability to grade by modules if I wanted to, by grading periods if I wanted to, right? By start date, by submission. So all of this is available to you. And once you set it up and give it a name, you can apply the conditions and you'll be able to use all of these different filters inside of Canvas. Pretty amazing, actually. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Any questions with that one? I just want to make sure you knew. Okay, and we do have a great video about it and how you can actually use all of this stuff, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the next one, Teresa, if you can help me out?
Apply score to ungraded assignment.
Yeah, this is huge. So this is one of my favorite updates. Our district just got this today. Today.
Wow.
So this is kind of a huge update that is going to make a difference for our teachers. So think about that maybe that assignment where you have a lot of students. This looks like an amazing class because they're doing most of their assignments, if you notice. But think about that assignment where maybe the students did not turn in and they have 3 or 4 kids that are missing their grade. There's 2 ways of doing this, okay? I can go to total, all the way to the back, to the grades, and I can say apply score to ungraded. I can click on it, and I can say, you know what? I want to give, and I know I talked about this in our other presentations, Teresa, when I talk about nuclear F. I hate to give a 0 to students. So to me, a 50% is an F. I am giving that student a chance to be able to recover and be able to succeed. So I can say, you know what? I want to make sure that any assignment they didn't turn in is going to be a 50. On top of that, I want to make sure that that assignment has an apply missing status, okay? And I want to say that everything that the kids haven't turned in inside of my grade book is going to be turned into this, and I can apply the score to all of those grades that are not turned in, okay? You also have the ability to do this by assignment too, okay? So not just apply scores to ungraded, to just one if I wanted to, okay? So I can do it for the entire grade book, or I can do it by assignment too if I wanted to, okay? So just a great tool to have, just so you know. That's available for you. A lot of times at the end of the year, we have kids that haven't turned in. We give them a chance and another chance and another chance. So now you have the ability to come in here and say apply scores to ungraded and be able to apply the score to all of those ungraded assignments. Just a great tool that we didn't have before and it's available now.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I'm just, as a teacher, I'm like, wow, there's so many things I had to do to find those students before. Now it's so much
and we had to manually do it before, if you remember, right? Yeah. So that's actually brand new right now. So yeah, so that's a great tool. Yeah.
So we had message students and observers.
Yeah. So if you remember, you've always had the ability to go to an assignment, okay? And then click on the assignment and message students who. And you were able to just click on it and be able to message students who, okay? And I could choose students that have not submitted. I could choose that have not been graded, that score more than whatever, or score less, or that I reassign for whatever reason. But you were only able to send it to the student. So the parents didn't know what was going on in the classroom, okay? So we were very creative. We were doing this through a Chrome extension. We were adding a code and doing all of this extra stuff. We did what we had to do. But Canvas has been so proactive for us that they've added the ability to say, you know what? I also want the observers to be able to see that. So not only the students are getting that message, but also the observers. Danny Tucker, this one's for you because I know you were huge on this one and you were disappointed that it wouldn't work or it wouldn't be consistent. So now it is consistent. It is inside of Canvas and you can come to any assignment and say message students who, but also be able to add the
Observer.
observer. Huge update right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amazing.
Pretty amazing.
Google assignments, grading in Google or SpeedGrader. You should have.
Oh my God! So that one is one of I think our teachers' favorites that love Google. So
They've been
now
waiting.
I know they've been waiting, right? Because they were creating assignments, and I'm just gonna go depending on how you create your assignments through modules or through assignments. I'm just gonna go through assignments. Okay, they will create their assignments, right? They will give it a name. It's gonna call it delete Google. Okay, they will give the instructions, maybe add a video, right, to be more concise on the instructions, right? They will give the points. They will put it in an assignment group, and then they will select an external tool. And then we are lucky enough to have our Google 1.3 LTI, and they will find it in here, and they will select it. But now, what I want you to see now, this is brand new. Our teachers is probably going to ask you to select your Google account, which I am selecting already. But what it does now is that actually it asks you now, brand new. Okay, this was never there before. It tells you, okay, do you want to use originality reports? And we'll talk about this in a second. When we talk about Google updates, you can attach files, obviously, right? Make a copy for 20 students. So if you're using a Google slide or a doc, you can allow the students to have their own file. But this is brand new. It asks you, do you want to grade in Google assignments? Okay, and there's some of the benefits with grading inside Google assignments. One of them will be originality reports. Or do you want to grade inside of Canvas SpeedGrader? And it actually will put the assignment in SpeedGrader, and you have the ability to annotate and to give video feedback and so on and so on. But before, we did not have the ability to grade inside of SpeedGrader. We had to do it inside Google Assignments, but now you actually have the ability and the choice. So if you got used to Google Assignments, you can keep grading like that. But if you've been waiting for Canvas SpeedGrader, you can select that, and you'll be able to create that assignment and be able to grade inside of SpeedGrader. Pretty amazing, actually.
I was going to ask which one you prefer, but it really does depend on your comfort zone, right? What you're used to using.
It really does. You know, our high school teachers at our district that are lucky enough to have Turnitin.com allows them to do that.
Yeah.
But if I was doing Google Docs and I wanted to do original reports for an essay, I will use that, right?
Right.
If I want to use my item bank of common feedback that I give, so instead of me typing it every time. But remember, Google SpeedGrader has that. SpeedGrader has that now, when you can save your most common feedback. So completely up to you, really. It's what you prefer. So that's brand new, the ability to grade inside of SpeedGrader for Canvas, for Google assignments.
Good answer.
Where are we going now?
Updates to Microsoft Teams.
Oh my God, there's so many.
Who's
Okay.
excited about this one?
Okay, so if you do not know, Canvas and Microsoft have worked really close with each other to be able to have Microsoft Teams integrated inside of Canvas. What does that mean? Is that if you actually have this set up at your district and you might want to talk to your IT department, it would actually roster your Microsoft Teams using your Canvas roster. Okay, so once your IT department sets this up, you as a teacher will just have to go to settings. And we covered this before. This is not an update, but I wanted to make sure that you knew. You will go to feature options, and you have the ability to integrations. I'm sorry, and you have the ability to turn Microsoft Sync on, and this will actually create a Microsoft Teams class for you using your Canvas rosters. Once you do that, it's going to add Microsoft Teams to your Canvas class. You'll be able to go in here. Okay, it wants me to sign in, so I'll sign in, and you're going to see that it has created a Microsoft Teams for me using my Canvas roster. Okay, some of the updates that you have, and it's pretty amazing. You're gonna see some of them. I can actually see that anything that the teacher puts on Microsoft Teams, like on their general channel, I'll be able to see it in here. So any new activity, I'll be able to click and be able to see it there if I wanted to. The message will show up right here. Okay, I can open my Teams right here, and also I can create a post inside of Canvas that will show up in my Microsoft Teams. So if I said, don't forget to complete, I don't know, your reading progress assignment. Okay, I created this inside of Canvas, but it's going to show up in Teams for our students. So it's going to be in my channel inside of Teams. So just some of the big updates. So they keep getting better and better, right? Microsoft Teams and Canvas are coming together more and more.
I just instantly, when you do that, because I have my student view on the side, I instantly saw that come in.
Yeah, and you can see that right there. Here it goes, right? So notice that I put that in Canvas, and Teresa was able to see that in Microsoft Teams on the spot,
As
right?
soon as you hit it, yeah. So that's really cool.
Pretty amazing, right? So those are some of the updates that you have inside of Canvas for Microsoft Teams. Again, if you don't have this integrated, it's actually your IT. It's pretty incredible. And I think after this, we want to go into some of the updates inside of Teams, right, Teresa? Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and go there. I'm gonna bring my Microsoft Teams. There it is. Notice, don't forget your reading progress assignment is due, right? So don't forget this is the one that I just sent in right now today. That's the one that Teresa was able to see right on the spot. Okay, so I just sent that in, and she was able to see it. So let's talk about some of the updates inside of Teams. Our favorite one, I think it's probably our favorite ones, is Teresa and I are huge on Cell.
Yes.
And we love feeling monsters. So you are going to notice, and where is my little highlighter? Let me put this up over here. Okay, you're going to notice that Reflect is actually now part of your channels right here. Okay, so actually I can go to Reflect right here. Before you were able to open a new conversation and add Reflect if you wanted through from here, but now you actually have your own tab on the Microsoft Teams right here. I can click on it. Okay, all of our students actually have their tab. Think about social and emotional learning, teaching our kids how to express themselves, how to be able to express their feelings with this language. Okay, and I have the ability to do mini check-ins. Okay, these are some of the ones that I've done before with my students, and we'll show you what it looks like from the student point of view. So I have the ability now that I have the Reflect on the side over here to create my check-ins. But not only that, if you remember, Teresa, we had the ability to create check-ins, okay? But they were already created for us. They were questions that were already created for us, okay? Now, notice what we have. Yeah, but now you actually have the ability to enter your own topic. So now you actually can come in here and say, you know what, I want to create my own topic in here, okay? So I can come in here and say, I want to ask my own question right here, and I have the ability to do that right now, okay? So I can say what students can see, responses, the name, and so on and so on. I'm just going to do how you feeling today, because we've seen that before, okay? But again, you have your own topic now. You have the ability to do that, and I'm going to ask that question right now. I can say how long I want it to be, and I want it to be in the general channel, which is what the one that Teresa is going to see. And I'm going to ask that question, okay? And you're probably going to see that if I go to Teresa, hopefully she's gotten. Are you in an inclusive accessibility, Teresa? Is that the channel you're on?
I am.
So if you refresh, there it is.
There it is. Oh, so fast.
So as a student, Teresa can actually come in here, and you've seen this before, right? And tell me how she's feeling today.
Oh, there's not an accurate one in here. Is there one for
Freaking out
sleepiness?
because our technology is not working?
That's you. I'm sleepy right now. I'm super tired.
Okay, so you can give us, right, something there, right?
Oh,
So
there you go.
tired, needing rest. Okay, that's the one she's going to turn in.
Love it.
And she submits it, right? Which is, we've always had the ability to do that. But notice that now, Teresa has a student, what would I call it? View, a student view, where she can see what her responses have been throughout the year. So she's able to see, you know what, on this date I felt this way, and on this date I feel this way, and on this way. So she actually can see those responses
Really cool. Yeah.
through the feeling monsters, which is pretty amazing. Okay, as a teacher, I actually have the ability to come and reflect, okay, and check maybe the one that she turned in right now, or one of them, okay. But I actually have the ability to think about my 24 kids that have responded on how they're feeling today. I have something called Together View, okay, and I can click on it, and I can see I only have one student right now, which is Teresa. And at the time, she was feeling happy when I did this one back in July 12th. That's not the case today. But I will be able to see my 20 or 25 students, and I will be able to see a whole picture on Together View of how they were feeling when I asked this question, okay? Which is pretty incredible, because I can get a feel for my classroom, how they're feeling as a whole, right? What's going on with them, and so on and so on. I think I can probably see today's. So notice that today, Teresa said that she was feeling tired, right?
It's so cool to see the whole class here. I saw a picture of that.
Think about the whole class, being able to see the whole class, right? I don't know if I have a picture of that. Maybe if we have a time, I'll show you that later. But think about 25 students showing their emotions and how they feel as a whole. And that gives you a feel, as a teacher, to be able to see that. Pretty amazing, actually, I think. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
All
Pretty
right.
amazing.
The next one was reflect custom question. Oh, you did that already.
Mm-hmm. I think we did all the reflects already.
Yeah, I think we did all the reflect ones and reading progress.
Oh, yeah. Let's go to reading progress, which is one of our favorite tools inside of Teams, right? Along with Reflect, right?
Yes.
So teachers, if you're using Canvas and if you want to be able to integrate reading progress inside by using Microsoft Teams, why would you want to use reading progress, Teresa?
Well, from the teacher point of view, especially coming from elementary, it really takes the place of those. You remember those running records where you had to sit with the students one-on-one, and not only was it time consuming, you weren't able to. It takes a lot of class time, and you wouldn't be able to do it as often as you want. So, what this does for you is that within a minute you can get data from all of your students who will be able to read and give you that data of like how well are they doing, what are they missing, what do they need to work on, and something that used to take maybe days to do, you could do within minutes. So I don't know, I went on and on. I go on and on about that because I just remember how long that used to take, and now I can actually proactively adjust my instruction for those kids. So
yeah, so some of the updates that we've seen, there's a lot. We'll cover some of them right now.
Yeah.
And one of our favorite ones, and hopefully I'm able to connect my iPad again. If you give me a second, I should have been doing that when Teresa was talking. Let me see if I can do it now.
Yeah, and every time they do updates, it's just another layer of things that we've already been doing manually. And then you see them put it in here and you're like, oh my
Another layer of amazingness, right?
Yes.
So if you have not seen this, okay, I am on the Reading Progress app right now. This could be through Android, this could be through iPad, it doesn't matter. But now I actually have the ability to go to assignments, okay? I have the ability to create a new assignment, and I have the ability to just new assignment, new quiz from existing. But I'm just going to go to new assignment, okay? And I have the ability to decide which class I'm going to send it to, my inclusive accessibility class that I had there. And I actually can assign reading progress assignments inside of my, I'm just going to write reading, inside of my app for Microsoft Teams. I can come in here and I can go ahead and attach, and notice that now I have the ability to say, I want to do a reading progress. Okay, I wasn't able to create assignments through my Microsoft Teams app in Android and iOS, but now I can. And if you haven't seen my reading progress, it's incredible. As Teresa mentioned, we're not gonna do it today. I just wanted to make sure that you knew that you can actually assign through your mobile device now, not only through the desktop. So that's pretty amazing. Okay, I wanted to make sure that you knew that. You also have the ability to grade it through your mobile device, so you don't have to be stuck to the computer. You can just take your iPad home and be able to do it from your iPad. So just an amazing update that we have. I think that's a big one. The other one, if I can show you, hopefully I can show you, is the fact that now, in the past you were able to decide if you wanted to tell the reading progress assignment that you're gonna give the students 5 minutes, 1 minute to read, right? But if the students run out of time and they submitted it, you didn't know how far they got. Okay, you knew that they had read, you knew the words that they had maybe repeated or mispronounced or omitted, and so on and so on. But now reading progress is going to give you this little pointer right now that is going to tell you this is how far they got in that minute, or this is how far they got in that 5 minutes that you gave them. So now you have an idea to be able to tell how far they got in the reading as they were doing the reading progress. It's pretty incredible.
And that's a big one because like I was saying, we're talking about running records, especially for elementary, and you usually give them a limit of, this is how long you have, or this is how far you can go. And so even if they do finish the whole thing, it doesn't hold it against them the rest of it. It only scores the portion that you've allotted. So
so incredible. I think we're gonna have to come back and spend a whole episode on reading progress and reading coach and insights, because we seen it being done at our district. Some people are doing it right, some people are doing it wrong, so we want to make sure that it's done with fidelity and correctly.
There's better ways to do things, so I definitely, as a teacher, I'd want to know the best way for sure.
Exactly. What's next on is that
so reading progress, I think the iPad, the time passes reading progress challenge.
Reading progress challenge. So let's say that your students have turned in their reading progresses and they have they keep having issues or problems with a couple of words or a couple of those words that they're having trouble with. You actually have the ability to go inside. So I'm gonna have Teresa show her screen, which we're doing right now, and I'm gonna have Teresa go to Teams right now, to her Teams tab.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have her. Right now she was a student, so I want her to go to a teacher class where she's a teacher. So we're gonna go to the I think the T-Rex class. She is a teacher. So she's going to go in there, and then she's actually going to go into insights.
Okay, right here.
Right under the Reflect tab, the brand new Reflect tab for Cell for our reading monsters. And notice that she has the ability to go and see many insights, okay? But we're gonna go to the reading progress insight that she has up there. She just passed it.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Got
let's
excited.
go ahead and click on reading progress right there. Oh, I think you clicked on something else. Did you?
Oh, did I?
Go back. Yeah. Oh, no, you might have. Let's
is
go back.
one.
I think you did for T-Rex. And scroll down. So this particular student, Teresa can see how they're doing in their reading progress, what's improving, what's not being done right, the accuracy rate, all those is different insights, okay? And she can see some of the words that she's having trouble with, okay? So notice that Teresa, as a teacher, can come over here to the right and she can create a challenge assignment, okay? With those words that that student is having trouble. So she clicked on it and she says, you know what? I want Tony Ray to go back and practice these words. And Teresa can select the words based on that reading progress assignment that we have given that student before and say, I want you to practice these words and be able to go back and practice those specific words that I'm as a teacher, I'm telling you to practice.
Can I create it?
Yes, you can.
So, I mean, if you notice those words, those were the same words from the cloud earlier. This was made automatically. I didn't have to go in and search for these words. Wow. I mean, every time it's a wow. That everything is
Yeah,
done.
so that assignment automatically got created for that student, for that particular student. You could have done it for the whole class. But think about being very specific and very responsive to what the student needs, right? This is assignment that Teresa has created has been specifically for Tony Ray on some of the words that she's having challenges or issues with. So she's creating that is going to be assigned only to Tony Ray.
And it was a matter of a click.
And it was just a matter of a click because the computer saw after Tony Ray turned in 3 or 4 assignments some of the words that she was struggling with. So just amazing, incredible, really is.
Every time.
Every time. And we're probably gonna have to come back and actually spend a lot of time just on reading
For
progress.
sure.
Yeah. Where are we going now, Teresa?
Okay, I think that was Teams. So now we're going into Translate.
Oh my God, we have so much today here, don't we?
And make sure you have time. Okay, you have like 8 minutes. You better finish up.
So we've talked about Microsoft Translate, amazing for our English learners, right? The ability for you as a teacher to be able to create a session where you are speaking in English, and I know that you might have the student that is following along in Spanish, the other one's following along in Mandarin, and so on and so on. So Microsoft has seen such a great need for this, and they've decided that they're gonna make a simplified experience soon. So you will not be able to start a conversation from the web now. You're going to be required to use the phone app, which is what our teachers are doing. They put it on their pocket and they're able to talk, right? And then, so this is just to give you an idea, the preview right now of what's going to happen soon is that you are going to create everything through your phone. Okay.
Can I share your screen, Ricardo?
Oh yeah, and I'm not sharing my screen. You know what? I'm gonna have to go back. I am so sorry. I'm gonna run out of time, right? So I'm so sorry. So yeah, so this is they're migrating their simplified experience soon. So I'm just gonna go to read more, and I can actually show it in a little bit, but show you. So what's going to happen is that you're only gonna be able to start the conversation from the mobile app, which we have covered before, and you do have videos on that. And our students will still be able to follow along through the web or through the app. So from the teacher point of view, it's going to, at the end of 2022, you're going to be able to only start from the Android or the iOS app. Pretty amazing, actually, if you ask me. Yeah, so that's pretty new. Okay, so that was what we had for Microsoft Translate. What's new with it? Where are we going now, Teresa?
Is another Translate app.
Oh yeah. So we always want to. We always want to make sure that we're giving you the best, right? And for the longest time, we've been pushing Microsoft Translate because we think it's pretty amazing, the ability to use artificial intelligence to be able to understand what's being said and translating. But as we were getting ready for a session that we did this summer, we discovered that Google Translate has done an amazing job with their app.
We couldn't deny it.
We couldn't deny it, so we had to make sure that we covered this for you. So we're going to show you some of the updates that they've done in here. The first one, conversation. Okay, so notice that Microsoft Translate has this, right? But I can speak in English, and notice how it's switching to Spanish right in here. If I went the other way, puedo hablar en español y va a traducir a inglés. So think about those parents, right? The parent conference, right? Where the teacher speaking English and the parents following along in Spanish, but they can in real time ask a question in Spanish and the teacher sees it in English, right? This was something that was available with Microsoft Translate, but now it's also available inside of Google Translate. So pretty amazing to see, okay? You also have the ability to transcribe something if you wanted to in here. You should be able to do that too as I'm speaking. And I'm trying to see if this the iPad is gonna give me the option to show you the most amazing update that they have, and I don't think it's going to, Teresa.
I know it's showing on your phone.
It was showing on my phone, but it's not showing here. But actually, just to give you an idea, and I'm still gonna try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Let's see
Okay.
if we can try it.
That's
Okay. But basically, what it does, and I'm gonna try it right now. So I stop mirroring right now. I'm gonna try to bring my phone in.
We're
and
crossing our
hopefully-
fingers. We were having a
Yeah.
problem with this before the show when we were practicing.
Right. Yeah. And but basically, what it does for you is that you actually can open your camera just like you do with Microsoft Translate. But in Microsoft Translate, you actually have to take a picture of something to be able to see it.
Yeah.
Right. And now inside of Microsoft of Google Translate, you don't have to do that anymore. You actually can just go in there. And I'm trying to find the app right now. I'm here. I'm crossing my fingers that it's going to work. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a difference with the Microsoft one. Like you said, you have to take a picture, but with this one, you just point at it.
You just point and you're able to
Amazing.
see it. And I'm trying to bring
Yeah.
it in. It says please wait, so I don't think it's going to work for us. Teresa, I'm
But
gonna give it one more try. If it
sure.
doesn't work, it doesn't work. Let me try one more
So
time.
just
okay?
imagine it's like having your camera, and then you can just face it to certain text, and you don't have to click the taking a picture button, which
Yeah,
doesn't
and
seem
I'm-
like a
I'm
big
not-
deal, but it's pretty
It is a big deal, and if I
Yeah.
can show it, I'm gonna give it one more try. If it doesn't work, then we're not gonna be able to show it. Unable to connect for me, so I wasn't
we have
able
a
to do
video
it.
on it.
But basically, yeah, we don't have video, so you will just take your phone and kind of just look around,
it,
and it
yeah. Mm-hmm.
actually you don't have to take a picture. It just superimposes the language that you chose
On
to be able to
everything.
see it on
every
everything.
time.
Yeah. So it's pretty amazing. So that's pretty
Yeah.
amazing. I'm sorry we weren't able to show it. I'm not sure why it's not available inside of the iOS.
Let's see, Ricardo will show you the video.
Yeah, we'll show you the video. Okay. What's our next one?
All right,
You know what?
so-
No. Actually, you know what, Teresa? I do have it.
Okay.
Oh, you
have
know what?
3 minutes.
I have 3 minutes. I can do this.
You can do
Let me
that.
do this. We can do this. Okay, hold on. Let me do it right now. Let me go back and share my screen. Let's go ahead and do that. I think I can do this. Okay, let me go in there.
He's a determined one. If you didn't know that already.
I'm gonna make sure that you know what we can do. So
Yeah, it
here
is
goes.
actually.
Okay,
We really
so-
had to miss. Mhm.
So here it goes. So I open our Google Translate. I have my camera, and as I superimpose, I have the ability to translate. And notice how I just did it right now for us right there?
Wow.
If you saw that, I can just do it on the
Yes.
spot. It's just pretty amazing to be able
Yeah.
to just kind of point it and be able to see some of the translations right on the spot.
Without
so
taking a
again, you don't take a
picture.
picture, you just kind of hover, and you'll be able to do it right there. So we
Wow.
were able to show it, thank God. So that's actually available for you right now too. Okay.
All right.
And I think we have one more thing, right, Teresa?
Well, we had 2, but the last one was a if we have time one. So one official one and one maybe.
Where are we at? Where are we at now?
So the Google originality reports available for Google Slide file.
Yeah, so we don't even have to go there, but basically if you are familiar with Google Assignments, you have the ability to use originality reports. You have 5 free ones that will actually compare what the students were turning in to what's out there on the web, and it will
Yes.
tell you if the students took it from somewhere. Okay, so now originality reports is available inside of Google Slides too. I know a lot of us are using Google Slides for our students to present, so now you have the ability to check if the students actually took something from the internet and didn't cite it right, or didn't give proper credit, and so on and so
Yeah,
on.
and
So
kids love to copy
originality reports, yeah, for Google Slides, right? So originality
Right.
reports is actually available inside of Google Slides now. Okay,
Cool.
and then I have 1 minute.
I know
So
you were waiting for this one.
Parent Square. So this is a huge one for our teachers, okay? And I don't think we think about how big it is, but I taught Spanish 1 last year. I created my back to school newsletter. I created all of these announcements that I've done, and I spent a lot of time and so on, right? Now I have the ability to search posts, but I also have the ability to actually do advanced search posts. So I can click on here and I can say, you know what? I want to search for a post that I did on, I don't know, parent conference. Okay, so advanced. I can say that I want to look for something that I did, I don't know, custom range, right? Like 2 years ago,
It was
whatever,
pretty
right?
hard to find.
Yeah,
Remember?
who I send it to, right? And then if I included a photo, or if I included a form of permission slip, and so on, right? And I can search for it now, okay? And it's actually going to look for it and say, you know what? No results found for this particular one, okay? But if I was to look for something, conferences maybe. So now you have the ability to search and do an advanced search to be able to find those. There it is. So I have all these conferences that I put out before, that I actually posted before, and I can be like, you know what, I know I posted this a year ago for my Spanish 2 class, I want to reuse it. So by just going to advanced posts and looking for it with all these other options right here, I'm able to find those posts that I did before a year, 2 years, 3 years ago. They're actually in there. Okay.
Teachers will love that. Teachers who don't know about this are still going to be going about it the old way, trying to find their old stuff, which was so hard. So
just, and I know we went through a lot, and I think our technology worked for the most part.
yes, I agree.
There's updates with a lot more platforms. You know, we can spend time talking about Kahoot, Quizzes, Quizlet, Blooket, and so on and so on. But we wanted to make sure that you saw some of the updates that are there since you've been gone.
I was like, what is he doing? Oh, I thought we were done with it. Well, thank you, Ricardo. You know, those are a great set of updates. And I know it was hard to choose which ones to do today, but I think you chose the perfect ones for our teachers that they really need in this first month of school. So very, very cool. So thank you. And thank you, everyone, for coming and joining us again today. We know this is a pretty jam-packed episode, so please feel free to rewind, watch again, rewind, and Ricardo has lots of other
Yeah, lots of technology. And I'm sorry we went so fast, but we wanted to make sure that we cover stuff that you are going to use as you get back to the classroom and you are trying to engage our students and be able to be effective with them.
Yep. So we will see you in 2 weeks. With another great topic, some teacher requests. So we'll be ready for you and see you again soon. So thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.